आज ही डाउटनेट ऐप डाउनलोड करें। डाउटनेट पर होगा अब आपके सभी मैथ्स, केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी डाउट्स का सफाया। बस अपने क्वेश्चन की फोटो खींचो, उसे क्रॉप करो और तुरंत वीडियो सोल्यूशन पाओ। डाउनलोड नाउ।
The question is, describe the theory associated with the radius of an atom as it gains an electron, and the B part is it loses an electron. So let us consider the first part first, which is gains an electron, right? So let us take an example of Cl, right? So when Cl gains an electron, it leads to the formation of Cl negatives, and it is always said that anions, the size of anions is greater than the size of the neutral atom, right? Anions are greater in size. Now, what happens is, if we talk about the Cl, now how many protons does it have? Protons is equal to the atomic number. That will be 70, right? And what will be the number of protons in Cl negative? It will be 17 only, because the number of protons is equal to the atomic number, right? It is gaining an electron. Only the number of electrons is going to increase, not the protons. So the number of electrons in this case is going to be 17 only, because for a neutral atom, the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. But in this case, the electrons are going to be 18. So if you look at it closely, you will understand that initially there were 17 protons and 17 electrons, right? And these protons are present in the nucleus. So these 17 protons were attracting these 17 electrons. But now what is happening here, the electrons have increased and the protons are still the same. So now the 17 protons are attracting 18 electrons, right? So the attractive forces is going to decrease, right? Because initially the electron-proton ratio was the same. The 17 protons were attracting 17 electrons, but now the protons are 17 but the electrons are 18. It means that attractive force is going to decrease, right? That attraction between the electrons and the protons is going to decrease, because now the number of electrons has increased, right? That pull will not be as strong as it was there in Cl, so the attraction is going to decrease, right? And also on adding an extra electron, the electron cloud is increasing, right? On adding the extra electron, the electron cloud is increasing. Or you can say that due to the addition of extra electron, repulsions can also take place, right? Repulsions between the existing electrons and the added electrons can result in an increased size, right? So these are the factors that are responsible for the increase in size of an anion, right? So there's a gain in electron, and as the electrons increases, the same number of protons are going to pull a larger number of electrons now. So basically what is going to happen? The effective nuclear charge is going to decrease. And when the effective nuclear charge decreases, the attraction decreases and the electron cloud increases. Therefore, the size increases, right? So this was the concept for gaining an electron. Now let us look at the concept of losing an electron. So let us again consider an example of sodium. Now, when sodium loses an electron, it leads to the formation of Na+, right? This is a cation. And it is always said that an atom has a greater size as compared to its cation. Okay. So now in this case, the case is exactly the opposite as it was in the part A, right? Here the number of protons are going to be 11. The number of electrons are going to be 11, because the atomic number is 11. Okay. In Na+, the number of protons are still going to remain the same. The number of electrons has decreased by 1, which is going to be 10. Okay. So now if you can see, here 11 protons were pulling 11 electrons, right? But in Na+, what is happening? 11 protons are pulling only 10 electrons. So the number of electrons has decreased. It means that these 11 protons are overpowering. So these 11 protons can pull these electrons with a greater force, right? With a greater force, which means that the attraction is going to increase and your electron cloud is going to decrease. So basically the effective nuclear charge is going to increase in this case, right? Because initially 11 protons were pulling 11 electrons, but now 11 protons are pulling less number of electrons, so it is going to pull them with a greater force of attraction, right? Which will lead to an increase in effective nuclear charge, and hence the size is going to decrease, because the attraction between the electrons and the protons is going to increase, which is going to decrease the electron cloud and hence decrease the size. Okay, so these are the theories which are involved in the sizes. So basically, if we talk about Cl and Cl negative, Cl negative is going to have a greater size as compared to Cl, and in Na and Na+, Na is going to have a greater size as compared to Na+, right? That's all for the question.
क्लास 6 से 12 से लेके नीट, IIT, JEE, मेंस और एडवांस के लेवल तक 10 मिलियन से ज़्यादा स्टूडेंट्स का भरोसा। आज ही डाउनलोड करें डाउटनेट ऐप या व्हाट्सएप कीजिए अपने डाउट्स 8400 400 400 पर।